Throttles, and we have a special video for you guys today. First of all, we're gonna open this up. Second, we're gonna mess around with what's in here. So, haven't made many long form videos recently. I did just get done working on filming one for the Mandalorian Battle Pack. Ultimately, I didn't really have much to say about it though in reflection. It's just a nice, little pack of army builders. Nothing too special. But what I have here is a quick little unboxing and then getting to this, which is the big project. Anyway. Well, this is pretty sweet. So, here we have a classic Star Wars Jedi Trial, a Clone Wars novel. I haven't actually ever read this one. I gotta admit, this hardcover's real freaking nice. But anyway, got one of these from Amazon just because I wanted to. And then I am going to also build this. So we have a little bit of a retro thing going on here, a Star Wars prequel era celebration of sorts, as it is technically the 20th anniversary of the 2003 Clone Wars. Now, I have railed against it before, but once again, it is not, and I repeat, it is not, unless if everybody's forgotten how to count, the 20th anniversary of Dave Filoni's Clone Wars. As good as that series ended up being, that is, for that to be treated as the one that's being treated with the anniversary has been disgusting to me. I have seen nothing that has given attention to this. Now, keep in mind, the anniversary is today. It is the 7th of November. So, I am filming this ahead of time. I'm filming this on the 28th of October. So, as of right now, there have been few new released items that pertain to the Clone Wars 2003. I have seen that there is a die-cast, or like a micro-cast version of the Munilus 10 gunship. I do plan to pack English. I do plan to pick that up at some point. So this is probably the masterpiece. Fantastic set here. This book, like I said, this should be interesting. Also probably about 20 years old. Probably more from 2004, so almost 20. So anyway, this is not a major part of the video, obviously. So just, wanted to open that up, showcase it. I don't necessarily do book reviews at this point. I did try and start a political channel where I was going to do one book review, but that hasn't ended up happening yet. So we'll see what happens, but this right here is what we're going at. So let's just get right into it. I could not help myself or hold back any longer. I've been wanting to build this for a couple days now. I want to display it. I want to play with it. I will be buying another at some point to keep in the box. But I can't help myself on this. So we've got some wonderful bags here. Box smells like a box. So there we go. Fantastic, beautiful piece there. And I will be keeping it in this box. I'm very meticulous about these things. So we got this nice manual here. We're going to have some fun building this classic boy. The only thing that can be compared to this specific one is the Obi-Wan's Jedi Starfighter that's out now. That's the only other Delta-based ship that's currently out. We will see if that changes, but obviously since we've gotten past the 20th anniversaries, I don't presume that they're going to come out with a Delta anytime soon again. So if you guys want to pick that up, the Obi-Wan's Jedi Starfighter is retiring by the end of the year, I believe. So do look out for that. They always have it on discount on various platforms, but this is way older. This is, well, not like extremely older, mind you. This is, what is it, 2015. But one of the points I wanted to make earlier about the Clone Wars, real quick, I'm such a nerd about it. Sorry, guys. And I sound like a nerd. Listen to me. I'm so particular. Anyway. Geeking out. side. And side note, this 501st, I know that Anakin had the yellow ships, but the blue makes sense with his affiliation with the 501st. Like, this goes good with my 501st set, so I'm going to have fun with that. But what I want to say about the Clone Wars earlier is that, yes, I mean, if you go back to the origin of the term Clone Wars, you're going back to 1977 or prior with A New Hope, because that's where that started. So, you know, you could make that argument too, but this is, you know, what it's about right here. And once again, I've always been surprised that LEGO only came out with one set for this. There were so many ships in the 2003 Clone Wars that we just have not really seen since, or that really didn't have a spotlight in any other media. So that's just a bummer. These pieces do look good. I don't know, you can kind of tell some of them look a little bit scratched. Not really dusty or anything, but I got this off of Amazon. I would presume it's still like new old stock, but I wonder if I'm wrong on that. But anyway, here we have the only version of this Asajj Ventress. And she is a wonderful minifigure. I am very happy to add her to the collection. I actually always preferred the way that the 2003 Clone Wars Asajj Ventress was made and looked. I just preferred the style. So, you know, this is a fan favorite right here. Also, her lightsabers were always cool in both series, but like, I don't know, this in particular is a very wonderful minifigure. Now, the only complaint I might have is just the lack of detail on the leg piece here. But otherwise, this is a relatively, I would believe, rare minifigure because of, you know, the very few sets that this specific version came out in. So, very fantastic to add her to the collection. She can be friends with Ahsoka, since they have their double lightsaber deal going on there. Anyway, what was my point? Sorry, guys. Not really sorry. I'm having a wonderful time right now. This is that chill Lego time, you know. It's always a good time. Always fantastic. Put that there. Backup lightsaber. So yeah, like I've said, I've wanted to add this to my collection for a long time. It's still not the highest on my list, but my current plan is to basically invest the majority of my money going from now until the holidays into getting all the sets that are retiring this year, as to save money in the long term, because I've decided I want all the LEGO Star Wars sets, all of them. So, if I'm going to get all of them, I need to, you know, follow a specific game plan to save money. Because this is tough times. This is, you know, I'm trying to make a living out of this too. Keep in mind, the channel is still my intention for where I will eventually, you know, end up working. I don't want to continue the job that I have currently, you know, necessarily indefinitely. It's just not a career type of job for me. So, you know, I more genuinely want to turn this YouTube into a way to make a living. And speaking of, I will be getting a Patreon started. I don't know what I'm going to offer on there yet, or, you know, if there are going to be any additional incentives. Obviously there should be. I just have no idea where to start on that. I'm not necessarily at the point where I'm giving away Legos yet, and I am starting to make purchases to eventually have a shop up and running, and then I will also sell Legos. Frankly, I will probably sell them for, you know, it depends on how high the prices go, but that's what I want to be doing, is eventually selling Legos and having the channel, obviously with ad income and stuff like that, turn that into passive income and, just be able to really focus on making these videos going forward. This is how I would prefer to spend the next 10 years of my life, if I'm being honest. Like, I would not mind it if I was making enough money off of YouTube to the point where it could, match or exceed $20 an hour. That would be wonderful, and I would be mainly focused on YouTube at that point, where that's, like, reliable. And, of course, YouTube could crash at any time, so I don't know if I would fully step away from my other job or what I would do with that quite yet. But this is what I'm passionate about right here. I don't even have the space to do all of the projects that I want to do. I want to do some sort of stop motion, maybe. I have some fun ideas on that, but I don't really have much of a skill with it or the space for it yet. Space is my biggest constraint at this point. Money, I could use more money, but I don't know anybody who couldn't. So, yeah. Sets like this, I do genuinely wish that I had more resources back, when they came out, because the price that it was now to get this set, and as great a set as it cost like $200 and this is including tax, $280 for this set. So not cheap. And for someone like me, that's, I wanted to dedicate myself to the 20th anniversary thing. I wanted to talk about it because generally, it doesn't seem like it gets the proper attention. I guess I'm being nitpicky there, but it's something that I love. I see it as a masterpiece, the 2003 Clone Wars. Like, there's no doubt in my head that it's one of the greatest pieces of Star Wars that will have ever been made before. Going forward, they could do better than it, sure, but this is like the best of the best for the time being. So, this exceeds things like the Rise of Skywalker. I did kind of like The Last Jedi, but yeah, I don't know. Saying that a cartoon exceeds the movie is something else, but it is, what I feel to be true in this case. Like, this competes. And I mean, just think about it. What was it? The Emmy that it won? Something like that for one of the best animated TV series or something like that. And it's timeless. You could watch it over and over again, and trust me, I have. When I was a kid, I used to, imagine that I was playing through the battles, that was what I grew up with. I consider this Clone Wars to be much more, representative of my childhood than the 2008 Clone Wars, which felt more like the end of my conventional childhood. I was starting to become over certain things, right? 2009, we were getting to the end point where we were getting to the tween years, and that was a whole different ball game at that point, And like I said before, I think I said it in the Mandalorian Battle Pack video, I genuinely do wish that something like this would have come out sooner, because there was merchandise for the 2003 Clone Wars, but funny enough, I don't remember it ever being on store shelves. I remember it was always like the Revenge of the Sith collection or the Saga collection or things like that. I don't remember, you know, they might have been in like some of the nerd shops instead. Any of the merchandise that they had for that. There were an action figure toy line, and I had wanted to get those toys as well, but, you know, it's not the first thing I'm doing right now compared to investing in the, retiring Lego sets, which is a higher priority for me at this time, currently. So far, this is a pretty fun build. I like the colors of the pieces. These gold ones, obviously you can't tell in this final project here, but they had a little bit of... Like the blue gold, I think Anakin should have gone with the blue gold, if I'm being honest, but that's just for the bling of it. Yeah, I'm essentially just rambling on. Keep in mind, like I've said before, as a fledgling channel, that's what it basically is. I don't know, it's still weird for me to do YouTube videos. Like, I felt like I had more things to say when I was younger, and now, like, I get to the point where I just have nothing productive to say. I felt like I had more productive to say when I was younger, because it's like, when we did, like, Minecraft videos and YouTube stuff of that caliber, it was just different, significantly different. I mean, most of them were collabs anyway. I was always doing my video with one of my buddies, at least. Or, I mean, I had a couple of my own that were just, like, random spoofs on things. And, like, the Minecraft shorts that I was going to do a series of and eventually abandoned. But unlike my YouTube channels in the past, which I have a nostalgia for the way I was able to conduct them, with more, you know, I don't know. It felt like it had more content to it, yet I'm putting out more content on this channel than I ever did on that channel. What I mean by content is just, I don't know, the quality, I guess. I'm having a hard time thinking of how I would define it. But those older videos, they had a charm to them. I mean, I was kind of annoying, but there was a charm to them back in those days. But I'm actually sticking with this Lego theme from now on. Like, I don't intend to stop doing Lego videos anytime soon. I enjoy my Lego videos. I enjoy Legos. And, you know, worst case scenario, it's just an excuse to feed my Lego addiction because, you know, even if the channel doesn't succeed, this is something that I'm having fun doing. That's a huge thing. Not to mention that... What was I trying to say before there? Yeah, fueling the addiction. Because I call these sets investments at this point, and technically they are, because I could always go and resell, like, figures, or specific parts of the sets, and then buy more sets. But as long as I'm spending money, I like it to be on Lego. I just have my addiction to my Lego. But I like other stuff too. I like, you know, retro technology and regular action figures. And I'm going to end up with just so much stuff, and there's nowhere near enough room where I'm at right now for that to fly. Like, I don't even know where I'm going to put this set, frankly. Like, my desk is kind of messy, and there's not really a good spot there, so I have no idea where I'm going to put the final piece here. How long are we going for right now? 19 minutes, and I am slowly chugging at this. I might split this into multiple parts, but the only reason why I'm doing this long form is because it's a retro set, and from what I'm getting from you guys, I know at least one person on this channel has spoken up before saying that they prefer these classic videos, so I don't know if this is the best format, is doing the builds, or if you want me to do the build ahead of time and then just record a review of it. But I don't know, maybe some of you guys are getting some nostalgia from me building this. I'm still trying to figure out how to stand apart on my YouTube, like what I'm going to do going forward on that note. and how to really make this channel thrive. So, you know, this is going to be one of my favorite Lego possessions to have. This video might not necessarily be my top favorite of all time that I've done, but I did make the quality good. I have got all my lights on the right way. I know that the short that I uploaded was not in the higher quality because I was messing around with my lighting and being stupid about it. But this is hopefully a bit better. I'm probably talking too much, and I should probably focus on the build because this video is going to be much slower if I don't. But yeah, I'm going to try and get all 3 of these done within an hour. So we're at 19 minutes. You guys can feel free to watch whatever points in the video you'd like. I suppose I need to focus on keeping this on camera. So I'm going to shut up now, and I'm going to focus on building until I get at least another bag done completely. That's what I'm going to do. So... I don't know if I want to use the stickers or not. I never do anymore. Like I'm kind of in protest. I prefer it when the sticker is already on the piece, you know, like I hate having to stick the stickers. I don't know why Lego does that. I'm gonna hold off on the stickers for now, guys. So this piece unfortunately will not have those yet. I don't know why I'm so particular about the stickers. I guess it's because I don't want to put them on wrong, and also just kind of in protest. So, you know, like, it is my honest opinion that it is absurd that Lego doesn't just have them on, you know, set anyway. And it's not like it looks bad without them anyway. I will, you know, debate that in the future, but obviously that's not exactly the main concern of this channel anyway, so... But yeah, so far I'm liking this. It's like a dagger, you know, like stabby, stab, stabby, stab. You know, like just some serious Loki reference here, you know. Like, but it's gonna make a cool ship. It's real slick. And I always like this piece as well. So, yeah. I said I would shut up, and I'm not shutting up. You're welcome, guys. I don't know. What entertains you guys for somebody to ramble on about? Like, if somebody's rambling on about something, what is it that you'd prefer it to be? I watch a shit ton of YouTube videos, you know. Like, that's how I spend a certain amount of free time. And, you know, there's a lot of channels that I look at and that I like, and that I'd like to kind of model after in certain ways. But it's like, I just don't know how to make it in my own way, you know, like... How does one stand out on this platform? How does one set oneself apart? Does one need to set oneself apart? Like, I know I'm not as versed in... Like, I am becoming more versed. It's interesting because it's basically a news cycle loop. Like, those YouTube channels also have, like, news videos on new Lego sets coming out, leaks and stuff like that. But if I'm getting that information from them, you know, then everybody knows the information anyway. It's just, like, weird. It's like, am I going to repeat what they're saying? And then, you know, like, what happens first? Like, obviously I'm not going to get access to any leaks first, but, like, it's so weird. The conundrum of content creation. But this channel is, you know, we're getting more subscribers, which I very much appreciate. Thank you very much, guys. You guys are really appreciated. You guys are keeping this channel alive. You know, I gotta remind myself sometimes that You know, I got people watching. You know, I don't know whether you guys are, you know, loving it or not. I mean, you guys are subscribing, so it helps. But, you know, always feel free to leave your opinions on that channel. I am open to any constructive criticism or anything like that. Um, Anything like that actually does help. So, you know, whatever thoughts you guys have on these videos, feel free to let me know. Like, please do. Anyway, do I have a point to what I'm saying right now? Nothing too specific. I just, you know, once again, that you guys are appreciated and that, you know, just feel free, you know. So far, I think the most commented on video might be like when I unbox the Galaxy Note 10 Plus or Galaxy Note 20 Ultra 5G. I think, yeah. That was definitely the most popular as far as the comments goes, which is interesting because this channel, you know, I'm going to do other stuff on the channel. I don't want to... Having multiple channels just never works out. Like, I have no clue when I'm going to post onto Golden Shadowstorm again. I said that I would be doing, like, story times and, like, video game videos. Haven't done that yet. So, obviously, that's not, you know... And life's been, you know, a little bit screwy recently, I can admit. So, you know, that was also in the way, but, wow, that landing pad always reminds me of the yellow Anakin's Jedi Starfighter from Revenge of the Sith. I gotta put all these side by side and display them somewhere, which is a whole nother project. But, yeah. I'm gonna keep myself dedicated to this and dedicated to you guys, and we'll see how far this channel can go. You know, this is really fun and exciting stuff for me, so, like, I'm happy to be here doing this. And I'm going to keep doing it. And I guess I'm just reassuring myself here. And eventually, yes, I will show my face. Maybe that will help. Because, yeah, people who know me in my life know my face, but nobody on here does. And, you know, hopefully eventually that does change. I think this might end up being able to be a quicker build than I originally anticipated it being, but we'll see. I forget, was it R... It's just called Astromech Droid in the set, but was it R3? Because Obi-Wan had R4, so then this was like R3. But, yeah, actually one of my favorite droids in all of Star Wars. Unfortunately, this droid here was a casualty of Asajj Ventress. But I think they bought back in Legends because Admiral Akbar ends up owning this ship, which is a very weird storyline, but I'm actually fine with it. Like, out of all the things in Star Wars currently, like, I don't mind that too much. It's kind of silly. But anyway... I guess I missed a few pieces there. Unfortunately. One thing of note is that this custom Jedi Starfighter was featured in the Lego Star Wars The Force Awakens video game. I haven't unlocked it yet. I did just get the game recently. It was never really high on my priority list, but it was discounted to like probably $9 for the deluxe version off the top of my head, roughly on Steam. So I went ahead and got it. So far, it's actually not a bad playthrough. The Force Awakens wasn't really my favorite in general. I preferred the Last Jedi, actually, out of the sequels. But, you know, the game is not horrible. And it also does include some additional content, like the Asajj Ventress Anakin characters. The ship is there. You know, it was from... I have a little bit of nostalgia from that period of time, so, you know, it's okay. Kind of a weird, you know, one-off game, you know, since that was the only, you know, one-off game. There was no Lego Star Wars The Last Jedi video game or The Rise of Skywalker, kind of for good reason. So that's kind of interesting always, but... shoot, what am I doing here? It's definitely a much different technique than the Obi-Wan's Jedi Starfighter from Attack the Clones. But they're going to complement each other quite well, and I do hope to get a few more of the Delta-class ships that they released throughout the years. Also in toy version, because they did release a toy version of this back in 2000, and it was like 2002, 2003. One thing that I'm not liking right now is just kind of how these pieces kind of pop off sometimes. I don't know if that's going to continue to be an issue, but so far, I'm not a fan of that. So hopefully that doesn't continue to be an issue. I don't mind taking them off, but I do kind of like the gold detail there, so I don't know. It doesn't seem like it has much of a point yet, but I think that they're going to have me stick something in there. I don't know. We'll see. Really slick build, man. Shoot. Interesting. Now we got some fun, they look like turbo boosters. Part cannon, part turbo boosters to build here. organize this a little bit. Make it make a little bit more sense here. Okay. Weird build. Definitely reminds me of the Munilus 10 gunship. Not gonna lie. Definitely helps with the accuracy of the ship build, though. To have these formations like this. I do love the double thumb shooter. I'm not even thinking of the right name. What's it called? Uh, Double cannons here. Let's just call them double cannons. Not stud shooter. I don't know. Can't think of it off the top of my head right now, but that's not a big problem anyway. This piece brings back all the nostalgia for some reason. This is so perfect. Alright, so this is a typical build. We're reaching that point where it's been about an hour. And here we finally have the Padawan Anakin from the 2003 Clone Wars series. In this series, the one thing that I do like about the Clone Wars 2008 better, it did make him a master of apprentice. You know, not like a Jedi master, but he did train Ahsoka, which, I don't know, I think the 2003 Clone Wars had room for a character like Ahsoka. It just really, it was... You know, at first it was really about getting in those 20-minute storytelling blocks, which did help support the Revenge of the Sith. So there is always that. But ultimately, like I said, love it. Love this guy. Another, you know, probably... Ooh, I paused that. Another more expensive minifigure, presumably. I don't know off the top of my head what he costs now, but like I said, with this set being $270, he would presumably be, you know, somewhere of value. And just to do a brief side-by-side with the original Anakin from the Jedi Starfighter for Revenge of the Sith, chronologically, this guy comes before this guy, but you could tell, you know, by the minifigures, the age on these guys. This guy only has, you know, one face. This guy has both the angry and the content Anakin Skywalker face. So some great minifigures here, you know, just some classics. But I do this is always going to be my guy right here. I mean, nothing beats this old-fashioned dude from those days. You know, you can't beat it. Another lightsaber here. But yeah, we're gonna wrap this up here with the final wings. Okay. Multitasking. Alright. So She is coming together quite nicely here. And I'm going to do a brief pause. I will be right back to you guys. So yeah, I'm just trying to figure out exactly where I'm going to display this, because I do want to display it, and I want to display some of the other ships that I have. But I have like no space for it. I hope that I don't have to end up putting it in another box until I find the space. So we'll figure out something, I'm sure. I have some spots I want to clear up, since I will be putting my Ahsoka stuff away to some degree. So we'll see. Okay, I get tired. Okay. Let's see here. Neat little cockpit there. I do love this part of the build. So far, it's my favorite part. Okay, we are basically almost completed here, and it did take about an hour and 20 minutes. Keep in mind I was talking a lot, so that was part of that extended amount of time there. So here we're going to go ahead and put that cockpit piece right on. So it's kind of like an escape pod almost, is the way that I see it, and it clicks into place here. There it goes. So there we go. That has come together quite nicely. And then now we arm the blasters here. The spring shooters. That's the term that I was looking for earlier, was the spring shooters. Once again, I love the fact that these are double cannons, because you know Anakin was going for that beefy firepower. This starship is the equivalence of it would have been Alpha back in Legends, the clone commando or ARC trooper who was with Anakin. And then we put this bad boy right there. And then we have two of these bonus pieces there for everything there. And here we have the completed build, and I gotta say, I'd say it's a pretty good. At this particular point, this is a 10 out of 10 for me, just because, and you guys probably knew that was coming, but just because of the nostalgia value here, I mean, this is a pretty sturdy ship. It does have some interesting features. Those spring-loaded cannons there are perfect. That feature right there, woo! I like that a lot. So we're gonna put you back in there. That is perfect, as you can see. Right there. Now, where the heck does Anakin put his lightsaber is the question. His legs are stiff, though. Let me tell you, they are... Oh, God, that was real stiff. Real stiff right there. I am concerned that these will eventually break, these legs, because they are just really painfully stiff there. That... Oh, shit. Oh, no, man. And these are a custom leg piece, too. I don't even know how much it is to replace these. But this is not good. I know that these brown pieces start to go eventually. That is no good. I don't know. I don't really want to go digging around the pieces right now. That is not good. And that is the aging showing its ugly legs. I should have just left him standing because I knew I could tell. So, Anakin is a little bit broken there. He's hitting that Vader point too soon. Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna have to. That is horrible, guys. So if you guys could see what happened, it was just so stiff that it broke off. Now, I am aware that these brown pieces do not age very well, but that is just depressing. You know, spending $270 for an old set like that with that leg quality, you know, just it really sucks. So that's really unfortunate. I don't really have a solution for that right now, so we're just going to keep him in his ship. I will attempt to buy a... I will attempt to find a workaround with that. That's really lousy. Really, really lousy. But overall, that doesn't take away from the fact that this is a 10 out of 10 build. That does take away from the value of Anakin there, unfortunately. You know, this is a much older figure, and things seem to be fine, and I hope that they remain fine. So that's a real bummer, but ultimately I'm still really happy with the set. You know, what else can I say about it at this point? It is beautiful, beautiful ship, wonderful nostalgia value. I will be finding a replacement set of legs there for Anakin, but, you know, just to really bring this up here and, you know, focus in on it. It is a beautiful ship. You cannot beat that classic Azure Angel there, is what I believe it was called. So yeah, sad thing there with the legs, but we'll figure something out eventually. So, yeah, just contemplating life here, figuring out where I'm going to put this. But, yep, definitely would recommend this set despite what happened there with Anakin's legs. There are workarounds for that. It does depreciate the value of the character itself, obviously. As far as, like, if I was to want to sell this guy secondhand, I could replace the legs, and I suppose that would kind of remedy that problem. But if those legs are just faulty, which I would believe is highly likely, because I have had those brown legs replaced before, I might find something. I'm going to find a solution for that. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for staying tuned. This is like a special, basically, I would treat it as. So thank you so much, guys, for staying tuned in on this special build. This does have a special place in my heart, as I did grow up very heavily influenced by the Clone Wars 2003 series. So I'm going to go ahead and keep this box in pristine condition here as much as I can. In the box that it was shipped in. Try to get it to fit in there again. There we go. So, yeah, fantastic build, guys. Please stay tuned for more videos. I will be having more 2003 Clone Wars based content, and like I said before, I'm going to be, you know, grinding hard on making sure that I get all those retiring sets as soon as I can, especially the ones like, I know that the Luke's helmet is selling out real fast. Stuff like that I'm going to try and get as soon as I can. But anyway, guys, stay tuned for more. Thank you so much. Stay throttled, my peoples, and peace out. Good night.